In his moving TEDx Charleston talk on Wednesday, March the 23rd, 2022, Chris Singleton powerfully explained how the way we experience something shapes our beliefs. He invites us all to consider the stories behind a stance you may hold about a situation. Here we share a story about hope and a rising up of care for a historic African American community and its long-standing connection to a tidal salt marsh named Gadsden Creek. It's a story that asks, what are our responsibilities to each other? And what can happen when we see and care about protecting a salt marsh that so many did not even know was there? Hundreds of school children and youth in the Gadsden Creek watershed certainly know a creek is there.
No one seems to notice you, but we do. But when I actually see it was actually real, I was like, well, I want to learn more about this saltmarsh.
Hello, Gadsden Creek!
Yeah, I was the one taking pictures out there, I was the Mr. Photographer.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I didn't like it at all. I loved it.
This is a powerful community literacy issue and seeks to lift up all of the voices that are calling for saving Gadsden Creek, a federally protected and fully functioning tidal salt marsh ecosystem. In a comprehensive review of the permit request to develop on top of Gadsden Creek, the NOAA National Fisheries Service on June 19, 2018, rendered this opinion. Given the recent history of many of our nation's municipalities seeking to restore, reclaim, or enhance tidal wetlands in what were once municipal dumps and landfills, just like Gadsden Creek, the disregard of the site history as a thriving salt marsh and tidal creek is concerning. In the same report, they note that in the nearly 50 years, that's half a century since the closure of the landfill, Gadsden Creek has been functioning as an essential fish habitat. And they note that while surface trash is visible within the marsh, it likely derives from its location within an urban setting. They note there appear to be some locations within the site where the landfill cap has not been maintained per the requirements of the Army Corps of Engineers permit number 71-02-15 issued on February the 8th, 1971. They state, the lack of proper maintenance of the cap should not then be used to justify the filling of an essential fish habitat with no attempt at corrective action, enhancement, or restoration on site. Given opportunities to care for the natural world that is Gadsden Creek has become part of these students' stories and their committed stance to protect it. Local middle, high school, and college students are learning about water quality science with Gadsden Creek as their outdoor classroom. They are closely studying reports like this 2020 Gadsden Creek Surface Water Quality Assessment, commissioned by the City of Charleston. Although landfill debris is visible along large portions of the banks and base of Gadsden Creek, surface water quality in Gadsden Creek does not appear to be significantly degraded and is similar to the Ashley River. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service has put in no uncertain terms that the applicant has not demonstrated that the marsh must be filled in order to create a development to serve the medical university or any other entity. They are particularly concerned about the applicant's proposal to create a stormwater detention pond and says that this is not an appropriate use of wetlands. Back to the National Marine Fisheries Service, who point out that tidal wetlands, especially isolated wetlands like this in urban areas, may provide corridors of connectivity for migratory species as well as unique recreational and educational opportunities within an urban setting. Tie that knowledge with research findings that natural areas are the only place where children can develop the ability to live with concern for and in relation to animals, plants, and the world of nature. Hundreds and hundreds of studies. Gullah Geechee Native scientist, historian, and executive director of the Avery Institute for African American History, Dr. Tamara Butler, teaches about the importance and power of kids being outside. She powerfully calls on her students to pause and think about the mud, which she calls an in-between substance, one that is neither earth nor water, and a place full of radical life. Students at Mitchell Elementary really get this. When they see that Spartina grass, the dominant salt marsh plant, is so resilient that it can push up through the asphalt, they strongly relate to it.
You are strong just like us. You are still home to so many beautiful animals.
They see the mud. They see the beauty. They see the possibilities. They know what matters to them.
We know why you matter and why our community matters too.
Their stance is their story.